Hello, everyone. Is the microphone on? Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for coming this morning. Welcome to the annual meeting of the New Champions 2017, where the overall theme of the meeting is on inclusive growth in the fourth industrial revolution. And this is actually a very relevant press conference, I think, for that meeting theme, because we're going to be hearing from artist Daan Roosegaarde.
Roosegaarde,
yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also Dr. Fan Ling, he's the founder of Design, Tech and Design in China, on the latest on the Smog Free Project.
Specifically Smog Free Bicycle.
Specifically exactly. Smog Free Bicycle.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when you talk about the fourth industrial revolution, so that means we had the first, the second and the third. And of course it gave us a lot of progress, but it also creates side effects. So right now, some of our cities are machines that are literally killing us. They're damaging us. They're making sure that we live 5 to 6 years shorter. And I think that was one of the real ambitions to say, when we talk about the future of cities, of smart cities, how can we make places which are good for people? So we're very happy to work with World Economic Forum and you all to actually place the largest smog vacuum cleaner in the world right outdoor here, the Smog Free Tower, which sucks up polluted air, cleans it, and releases the clean air. So we have parks which are 25 to 40 to 70% more clean than the rest of the city. So it's about the dream of clean air. And the next is the dream of clean water and clean energy, step by step, improving life, improving reality. What is great about a project when you do this kind of innovation, these designs, is that you learn. For example, here, I don't know if you've seen it. This is Beijing smog. This is in our lungs right now. Eh? So if you live in a high-density city like Delhi or Beijing, or maybe a bit London as well, it's the same. Here you go. It's the same as 17 cigarettes per day that you inhale. That is crazy for me. We said waste should not exist. Waste for the one should be food for the other. Yeah. So we compress it for 30 minutes, and we're making smog-free rings out of it. And so by sharing a ring, you donate 1,000 cubic meter of clean air to the city where the tower is in. And it's sort of a proposal for the new world, so to speak. I'm not proposing. Yeah, in a way, I am proposing to you as well. But
oh, I agree.
Yeah, he says yes. Yeah. So that project is on the go. We have a China partner. This week, we're producing more of them in China, step by step. But what is also interesting from this Smog Free project, which is really about the dream of clean air, new ideas pop up. We do workshop with Tongji Tsinghua University. And one of the ideas that popped up is the idea of smog-free bicycles. And that's why I think we're here to announce that. Oh yeah, thank you. Are you giving it back or are you sharing it?
Well, yeah, I'm sharing it.
I would like to see it, yeah.
Smog-free bicycles, where we're literally making bicycles which suck up polluted air, clean it, and releasing the clean air so we can cycle and not be polluted. And this was an idea that came from the workshop, which immediately caught my imagination. I'm Dutch, so I have this bicycle DNA inside of me. But also, Beijing was a cycling city 12 years ago, completely disappeared. So, fourth industrial revolution, how can we upgrade reality? And we're very happy, and that's the main reason why we're here today, to announce that together with OFO, the bike-sharing company in China at the moment, very big, millions and millions of bicycles, we're working together with David, the founder and the CEO, to work together to make that smog-free bicycle happen. And we're announcing that today for the first time. And we're very happy to work with our China partner, who's local, who has the knowledge and the intelligence. So together we will create a team of designers, engineers, experts, project managers, to make sure that these bicycles will be in the city, well, as soon as possible, something like that. Yeah.
Sure.
Please.
Very glad to be here. I've known Dan's work for a number of years. Very talented artist and designer. Maker and thinker.
And we're both young global shaper and global leader.
I'm just young global leader. You probably
no,
young
I'm also
enough
young global leader. Okay. So we're both young. That's good.
And this time it's really actually through the Davos platform we start to sort of reconnect in the Shapers event a day before the official Davos happened. And then in a panel that 3 of us sitting together, one shaper, who's David from OFO, the founder of OFO, and me, YGL, and Dan together, and we sit in a panel called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And I'm an entrepreneur myself. My company is called Design, and we are really the largest platform, data platform of designers, creative talents in China. We're venture backed by Sequoia Capital and working with a number of emerging technology companies, including OFO, as well as traditional business, including Unilever, Coca-Cola, and of course Alibaba, et cetera, et cetera. So we are always the connector. We are the platform. We're always connecting the business, the social organizations with the best design and creative resources. So at that panel, I was the moderator, and I asked a question to both David and Daan. So if one artist is trying to influence 10 million people, and then a company is trying to have 1 million users, or 10 million users, let's say, then how does two kind of mentality, two kind of skill set, and two kinds of way of working can actually collaborate on a project that can be categorized of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is socially aware, which is a new type of public-private or social and business collaboration, which is impactful as well as economically sustainable. So therefore, Dan proposed this idea of smoke-free bicycle.
And he said yes.
And then he said yes without presenting the rain.
Yeah.
And so it's really a great opportunity to see that an artist or a designer could have this kind of innovative, socially responsible idea. And design can be this kind of connector. And the OFO could be this kind of platform for massive usage. So you're not just accepting the information passively. You're actually producing the message through your own consumption act.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's a really inspiring collaboration. And I think that's a collaboration that made possible by the World Economic Forum, and as well as a community of shapers and YGL.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I think the next step is smog-free bicycles. Millions of new bicycles will be launched by OFO, and we're upgrading them to be clean air. The final goal is to have smog-free towers, smog-free bicycles, to really have an impact on the index of the city, the pollution index. So we want to have a reduction between 5 and 30% of the pollution in a city within the coming year and a year and a half. Yes. So we're trying to influence the default. And I think you will see a series of urban innovations, of urban designs in the coming years.
Sure.
So we have the towers, we have the bicycles, but more will follow. But right now, I think we should get to work and make sure that these bicycles on the street as fast as possible.
Sure, I think that's a very entrepreneurial spirit that's real shares.
So I'll show you an image, maybe. So this is the dream. Can you see it?
The more you write, the more smog you suck in.
So you suck up the polluted air, you clean it, and you release the clean air. Or they should be yellow, or they will be yellow, the bicycles, yeah. So on one hand, you get clean air as you cycle, and the other hand, you're feeding clean air to the city. And we're really talking about millions of these bicycles, which will impact cities like Beijing, Shenzhen. But what is also interesting, OFO is also focused on cities like Paris, Europe.
Yeah. Globalization strategy.
So we look forward to keep you posted and invite you for a ride within the coming months. Thank you so much.
This is excellent. Can you just, if you have a question, can you just wait for the microphone to come over? I think we, I see, okay.
Please.
Do we have some questions? Could we
Yeah,
see
you have
hands?
some questions.
I think.
Please, yeah.
Could you wait for the microphone to come to you?
Yeah, so the people in...
Could you say
thank
your
you
name
much.
and
Well,
who you
I'm
work
from
for?
China Daily. Yeah,
Good morning.
Morning, we meet actually yesterday.
Yes, I know.
Yesterday, and
Yeah.
we're talking about if there were a possibility that I can join
China
hands.
Daily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was one of the sure banking, but we never expect it to be so quick that you.
Well, China is quick, eh?
Yeah, that's true.
China is really quick.
So, could you like disclose more details about your corporation? Because yesterday we were talking about that, and actually they're still in phase 1. So, I'm just quite interested in the details of your cooperation. For
Yeah, so
instance,
the-
what
so
kind
it-
of forum and you will, in terms of the money knowledge or things like that.
Yeah. Well, it's a first date. So you don't talk about the price of the wedding ring on a first date. That would be a bit weird, I think. So we're in phase 1. We know we're going to do it. How, when, how many, how much, that will be announced soon. We're working on that. We know a lot about the technology with Smog Free Tower, the positive ionization, how to clean the air, the PM2.5, PM10 particles, how to do it in an energy-friendly way. But we will always work together with China partner, maybe in technology, in design, and project management, to really make something which is like a plug-in, plug-on, so to speak, onto the existing bicycle, which should be energy-friendly, vandalism-proof, provide clean air. And we need to think of what we're going to do with the collected smog particles. Maybe if you cycle 100 kilometers, you get a ring. I don't know. So it is concrete that we're going to do it. We know more or less how to do it. And now it's a call to action to make it work.
May I add something?
Please.
Yes, please.
I think this, you see like I'm losing my voice. It's
Yeah,
really
You have
intensive.
water.
You're suffering.
You have some water if you want.
please.
Thank you very much. It's really intensive 3 days. I do have water. Thank you
okay.
so much.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very intensive 3 days, and this collaboration really went through WeChat discussion, and I sent a text to David saying in Chinese words, 搞不搞?
Okay.
Do it or not?
Yeah. Yes or
he
no?
He sent it back, 搞.
Yeah.
Do and do.
Double do. Double do.
So we don't know how to do it.
Which is
yet.
which is in
We don't
China,
know how
I
to do
think,
it yet.
a lifetime
We
commitment.
just know that within these three days, I was just asked by Professor Schwab in a meeting with YGL. You didn't show up. I guess you're working on these images.
Absolutely.
And he actually asked us, do you know someone from the whole event? I said yes. Do you feel it's meaningful? I said yes. Do you find a life-changing moment in the event? I said, I still have half a day, and I guess this is a life-changing moment, not just for me, but also for a better, larger society. And Gao is very important. That do it is very important. And I guess how to do it, what's the roadmap, probably wait until next press conference to present.
Yeah.
So I think more important is that
I mean,
we have the mindset.
We built Smog Free Towers. I'm sure we can do bicycles. Huh?
Well, I assume we could.
And I think an important point is, I mean, 1 year ago you made another announcement, and that has the speed at which that has happened is very quickly. Is very quick now. Can you say something?
Yeah, and I think that's the power of ideas, and that's the power of China, and that's the power of collaboration. So, in my opinion, there's not a lack of technology or a lack of money. There's sometimes a lack of imagination and of doing things. And I think that's great of World Economic Forum and the collaboration, that you put people in a room, you put a dream, you're a hippie with a business plan, you make a prototype, you learn from it and you upscale. And that is really great of this project. We know how to do it, and now we get to work. Yeah. Next question, please. Yeah, please.
Lady here.
I have two questions. The first one is, could you tell us about the air conditions you have known through the Smog Tower that collected information?
Sorry?
I mean, the air condition in Dalian.
Yeah.
I know you have shown us that small bag.
yeah.
You have known some air condition information through these days.
Yeah.
And second question, do you, the collaboration, will you consider the policy support for your collaboration?
Sorry.
I mean, the policy support.
Like a new policy, you mean?
Yeah.
For parks or for the bicycle?
For
parks.
the project, the Smog Tower.
So thank you for your question. So in the end of the day, I think around 4 or 5 o'clock, we will open the tower. If you like, you can come there, and you can see a bit how much smog it already collected. We don't know. We're going to check in late today. I mean, what we see is a reduction of or an improvement, I should say, of air quality between 25 and 60%. And the wind was coming from one side, so the bubble of clean air is in one part a little bit bigger than the other part. But it works, and it works in a similar way as we've done in Beijing and Shenzhen and in Rotterdam. Yes, I think we should have cities which have clean air. Yes, I think we should have parks where children can play outside again. Yes, I think we should have cities where there are no traffic jams, but people are willing to cycle and enjoy clean air. It is about making proposals, how we want to work, how we want to improve life. And this is about dreams, ideas. It's about technology, making it happen. And again, it's been great to work with you, OFO and World Economic Forum, to start, in a way, chapter 2 of Smog Free Project, which is the Smog Free Bicycle. Yeah.
Can you wait for the microphone, sorry?
Air conditions in the cities you mentioned?
Yeah, and if you like, we can send you the statistics, the factual information. What is interesting is what we see is smog in every city, it's a little bit different. It tastes different, it looks different, and it smells different. It's really disgusting, but it smells different. It's like water or like sand. It says something about our culture. It's everywhere different. I think the real goal of the conversation we're having is to have cities where in 10, 15 years, these kind of projects are not necessary anymore, yes? And this will take government to invest in clean energy, electrical cars, new technologies, yes? Top down. But we are not going to wait for government. With all due respect for government, we want to tickle, we want to activate. So we do bottom up, yes? We say, proposals, what if we would this, what if we would that? And we meet in the middle, and that creates impact today. Not tomorrow or in 10, 15 years, but today. And that is the type of conversation, and that's why I am at World Economic Forum, because these people meet, they work together, and they make proposals. And yeah, it's really great to be a part of that. Will one tower solve the whole problem for a city? No. Will 1,000 or 1,000,000 smog-free bicycles clear all pollution? No. Step by step, innovation, we improve life, and we only stop when it's not necessary anymore. Next question, please.
Every other?
Yeah?
It's a gentleman at the back there.
I'm wondering if the smog-free bicycle...
Can you say who you are and the
from
organisation you work for, please?
Oh yeah, cool.
I'm wondering if the smog-free bicycle is like the smog-free tower. It's more of a public awareness project, more like a promotion project, not into massive commercialization.
Yeah, thank you for your question. You know, it's the same like 3 times per day you clean your teeth, you brush your teeth. I hope you do that, because you don't solve the problem of toothache, you just try to do what you can to prevent it, yes? So I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a politician, I'm not a mayor. I cannot write a law. I think this is not in our expertise. What we can do is design, engineer. So this project is not just communication, because that would be too simple. For me, the Smog Free Tower is a local solution. We have the scientific data from Technical University Eindhoven, which is currently peer-reviewed, which proves that it cleans parks between 25, 40, 70%, depending on humidity, wind, amount of pollution, etc. That's a fact. It's a local solution. At the same time, and that's the second goal, we should activate people. You know, we should engage. We should work together to improve. And that's why these workshops and Smog Free Bicycle are important. What David, the founder, said when he was talking to the petrol guys, the oil guys, is that they always had a stable income. But since a year or so, 5% loss of income. And he said that it's because the bike sharing programs. So they see old energy changing in new energy, yes? So just imagine that you start continuing that line. You improve it by actually adding clean air. You will have an impact on city scale, on air quality. And that's the way to go. And maybe, sorry if I speak too long, please. Smog is everywhere. Sometimes when I meet Chinese, they're a bit ashamed of pollution. Like they feel they're losing face, like Beijing, smog capital, which is not true. 5 weeks ago, London was more polluted than Beijing. So it's a global problem. I think China is and should see this as a challenge, as an opportunity. And this may sound weird, but it's not. When, not if, but when China, together with these collaborations, improves the quality of life, it becomes a platform for innovation. And the city of Paris, and the city of London, and the city of Delhi will come to you, will come here to learn. So don't see it as something as ashamed, something you have to hide from, but see it as a way, let's deal with it, let's fix it, let's morph it, let's mutate it, let's make it. and it will be an inspiration for the rest of the world. Yes, and that's why I'm doing these things. Yeah, maybe you can comment on that as well. Like what's the purpose? Why are you doing these things? I know you said some beautiful things about that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot now.
Yeah. There's a Chinese saying that 勿以善小而不为. You should do things for good, even though it's small. I think that that's why, I mean, one artist's work can be rooted into this huge already exist infrastructure built by the entrepreneurs. Actually can emulate one small impact into 1 million, even 10 million bicycles. That's small for each one individual, but collectively that's a large.
It's a big.
Yeah, that's a big impact. And I think that a lot of influence, whether consciously here means that the bicycle like suck in the dirty air and purify it, and the unintended consequence, which is the awareness that it brings too. So I think this is always a beauty of collaboration. So it's not just engineer work.
No.
It's also an art work.
Yeah.
It's also a business work. It's also a social work.
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of multi-stakeholder, let's say.
Hybrids.
Collaboration. Yeah. And it maybe starts with small, but it really go viral.
Yeah, yeah. The power of an idea. Yeah. Please.
Other questions?
Oh, they're very silent. Oh. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
I have another question. What's your? I know it's early stages, but what's your vision, both of you, with where this could go in the next sort of year, 2 years? Yeah, we've talked about the scale, the rapidity, maybe even 5 years.
Yeah, I think saying something. What happens in 5 years in China is wow. You really have to be genius to. I'm not. I think if you look at the coming 10 to 12 months. Build a prototype, present it to community, prove that it works, make it easy to plug in, make it scalable. But yeah, I don't want to make 100 bicycles. Yeah, I mean, it should be minimal, a lot. So that's my goal. Yeah. So I think we should get to work. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do today.
Dr. Van?
I think that this project. Has the potential to start with a very tangible sort of product outcome, and then that really can attach to the bicycle that already have. That's what I see from the potential here. So therefore, it will have some immediate result that to prove this will work, whether it's in terms of the direct sort of result and as well as its influence. And gradually, I would rather see, whatever sort of the OFO or all the this kind of sharing economy all has the potential to rethink the future of mobility.
Absolutely.
The mobility of human, the mobility of goods. And wherever it moves, actually generates a certain kind of potential attachment of this thing into that mobility. So on one hand, you're consuming more. On the other hand, you're producing more. Yeah. So this way would be what we could say is another way to understand a positively creation of circular economy.
And it's so good what you mentioned, because it's about the change of perception. So our Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, he sometimes cycles to the House of Parliament in The Hague. And we're Dutch, so we do that. But when my old Chinese friends see that, they ask, is he poor? Can he not own a car? And we're like, well, he's the Prime Minister. I'm sure he's fine. And he's also a very smart guy. So it's a change of lifestyle. We cycle because we think it's good for health, good for our body, good for environment. And it's been fascinating to see that China has readopted this kind of thinking in the last 2.5 years. It went really fast. So how can we make designs which bring back the bicycle, which celebrate the bicycle, which bring it back as a lifestyle? That's part of being cool, being good for yourself and good for the world. That is, I think, the true goal of this project. Yeah.
I think that's almost all the time we have left. If there's another question, please raise your hand. But one other point, I think you might have mentioned earlier, but maybe it's worth repeating, that people can come and see the Smog Free Tower.
Of course,
That's correct.
So the Smog Free Tower is located right over there. So if you go journalist entrance and you go right, you see it there on the public square. The local Dalian people already are calling it lovingly the Clean Air Temple, which I think is a compliment. I think, yeah, it is. So you can go there, enjoy clean air for free, and at the same time, let's meet together and share new ideas, start making things, and looking forward to continue the conversation with you all.
Is there a time people should come
no,
out?
it's always there. It's always on, okay. And I think we'll open in the end of today. We open it and have a peek inside what we have collected and how Dalian smog looks like. That's going to be fascinating. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.